Jordan Peterson has a viral clip with over 9 million views on friendship, and he shocks and stuns his students, and it's something I think you and I can learn from. My name is Aaron. Welcome back to the channel. I do Christian commentary on culture. Let's get right into this thing.
Well, let's talk about friendships for a minute. Here's how you know if someone's your friend. A, you can tell them bad news and they'll listen. They won't tell you why, you're stupid and why that bad thing happened to you and how something worse happened to them once and, derail the whole conversation. You can actually tell them bad news and they'll listen. So that's a good thing. And then this is a weirder thing. You can tell them good news and they'll help you celebrate. And that's a really good way of deciding who you should have around you, because if you have someone around you, something good happens to you and you're kind of afraid to even admit it because, God, something good happened to you. It's like you let that be known and it'll certainly be taken away. So, you come out and you sort of tell someone half-heartedly that something good happened to you, and they give you a whack and then talk about, the great thing that happened to them 3 years ago, or worse, the great thing that happened to someone that they knew 3 years ago. It's like, go away from that person. They're not helpful to you, and they're not helpful to themselves either. And so you want to surround yourself, you got to think about this. You got to surround yourself with people who want the best for the best part of you. You can hang around with weasels and losers that are trying to pull you down to justify the fact that they're spiraling downhill as well. And the upside of that is you don't have to have any responsibility, and you can all whine about how wretched life is, so that's pretty attractive. But I would say it's also a bad medium to long-term plan.
Yeah, I hate that kind of stuff. You ever have like that one upper, right? Like you say something bad and they say, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're going through. I did something even worse. Or it's the one upper is a terrible friend. We need to get rid of those guys.
And so it's acceptable and desirable to try to surround yourself with people who are facilitating your development. And you might say, well, I've got people around, I know them well, they're not doing that well, and they don't fit into that category. It's like, what's your point? What are you going to do with them exactly? If they'll listen and cooperate with you and move towards a better future, great. If they don't pay any attention and they keep doing the same damn things over and over and they're not going anywhere and it's painful, then maybe the proper thing to do is say, you just have your misery. I'll go off and have my life. And maybe you'll wake up at some point in the future and think that's a better way of being. Because just putting up with it is, well, they call that enabling, right? You put up with that sort of behavior, you're providing tacit consent for it and even tacit approval. It's like, it's a bad idea. You have, I would say, both the right and the responsibility to surround yourself with people who are good for the best part of you.
I think that's very interesting. He says that you have to surround yourself with people that are good for the best part of you. But I've found that people who are great friends to you don't want you around if you're not a great friend to them. Like if you want great friends and great friendships, if you want people around you to build you up, you have to be that person as a great friend to build someone else up first. Otherwise, you're not a good friend, you're a good leech. And no one wants a good leech in their life. Everyone wants good friendships in their life. I mean, it's in TV. Friends, Good Girls, New Girl, Big Bang Theory, Avengers, Justice League, Lord of the Rings, Fast and Furious. There's this awesome quote by C.S. Lewis on friendship, and it goes like this: "Friendship is the greatest of all worldly goods. Certainly to me, it is the chief happiness of life. If I were to give advice to a young man for a place to live, I think I should say sacrifice almost everything to live where you can be near your friends." We're so ingrained with the need for friendship and community around us. But I think it's important for us to define what friendship actually is. Friendship is actually a chosen relationship of trust and love that can be enjoyed by both parties. It's not your Facebook one of 5,000 friends. You don't make a friend by requesting them. Actually, I don't know if you're like me, but I actually unfriend people on their birthdays. But regardless to say, we all need friendships. This here is a study actually of just how few friends people have nowadays. This is from the Survey Center of American Life. And it says here that in 2021, 12% of Americans, you can see that right here, 12% of Americans have 0 friends. That's 1 in every 10 people have 0 friends, except in 30 years ago in 1990, 3% of people would say that they have no friends. Okay, and that number quadrupled here. There's another chart on that same study that says that 40% of people don't have a best friend. You got a friend in me. No, you don't. And I think it's because that out of all the relationships we have, whenever we get busy, whenever we get bogged down, the friendships in our life are the first ones to get cut. We don't really cut off our romantic relationships, or we don't cut out our family, but our friendships are the first ones that we cut out of our lives. So here's the question of the day, right? Is it better to have no friends or to have bad friends? Okay, so Jordan Peterson is saying like, hey, it's really bad to have bad friends, but I'm curious, like, would you rather have zero friends? Because there's a certain kind of loneliness that you could have, that you don't have any friends and you don't really know what to do with your life, versus you have some bad friends and maybe you could say like, okay, they're bad friends, but that still gives me some kind of friendship or company or community that I have, even though it's a little negative in my life. Let me know in the comment section down below. But for me, the Bible already has this really good description of what a good friend is. Proverbs 25:20 here in the ESV says, whoever sings a song to a heavy heart is like one who takes off a garment on a cold day and like vinegar on soda. Basically saying here, if you've got a heavy heart, if you're going through like troubles or trials or something hard, like you don't want a friend to sing songs, you know, you don't want a friend to like make it too light, try to distract you. You want a friend to like be with you in the bad times and at the same time celebrate with you in the good times. You want someone to cry along with you while you're crying and celebrate when you're celebrating. And you don't want to celebrate and have them like scheming behind your back about you. That's not a good friend, obviously. But you let me know, what is a good friend, and is it better to have a bad friend or no friends? Let me know in the comment section down below. Check out this other video by Jordan Peterson, and I'll see you in the next video.